Chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I got a lot on my mind today, right? So it's been, like I said, it's been a while. Well, let's see, like I said in my previous video, it's been a while since I made some content, and I've been laying low and dealing with personal and family issues. That family comes first. That's the most important thing. But Kevin McCarthy out as House Speaker, right? The Republicans are starting to eat their own. And I just wanted to give my own opinion on this. I don't follow politics faithfully, right? I try to educate myself as much as I can, because obviously you should always know what's happening within your country, right? I think it's just a responsible thing to do. So I try to follow as much as I can, but I'm not a faithful, reading every piece of news article and legislature that I can. I don't do that. I do try to at least be informed as much as I can. So I have been seeing the circulating videos that's been trending of Matt Gaetz. I believe that's how you say his name. He had some interesting, points in this video, calling out the lobbyists, calling out his fellow Republicans and Democrats, right?
My friend from Oklahoma says that my colleagues and I who don't support Kevin McCarthy would plunge the House and the country into chaos. Chaos is Speaker McCarthy. Chaos is somebody who we cannot trust with their word. The one thing that the White House, House Democrats, and many of us on the conservative side of the Republican caucus would argue is that the thing we have in common, Kevin McCarthy said something to all of us at one point or another that he didn't really mean and never intended to live up to.
He has some really key points. My issue is, I hope it's true that what he's saying, he really stands on, right? Because yes, lobbying has been a problem forever, right? As long as I can remember in politics.
And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you. I reserve.
Getting money from corporations to do things to the benefit of the corporations, even though it's to the detriment of the people. Right? We know that's been going on. That's been going on forever. It's just been assumed that that's just how politics is done. Now, has it always been done like that? Well, if you read, a lot of history books, not the ones they give you in school, but if you go out and actually read on your own, you will see that this is how the political game has always been played. Corporations have always funded campaigns and funded candidates and have always influenced legislature, right? That's just how it is. That's how monopolies was formed. That's how monopolies was broken. And that's how monopolies formed again. This is the system. This is the game and how it's always been played. But my hope is, one, that something positive comes from this. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that this country has been very divisive, very, very polarizing, and it's just hasn't been the greatest country on the planet like it should be, right? And there's many factors into that, right? Between pandemic, between political discourse, racial discourse, right? All the topics that's always been the topics. I guess it used to be more about religion and race, and now it's more what's your political affiliation and race. Race will always be that constant, because that's one of the main way to divide people is what race are you, what race are you, what race are you, what race, right? That's just how it's always been. But what I really took from this is watching the Republican Party go at each other, eat their own. And I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively, of course. I don't want anybody to eat people. Don't go out and eat anyone, guys. But I think it isn't, you should have indifference within a political party.
To be clear, I tried to get one of the 3 podiums on the Republican side, and y'all wouldn't let me have them, so you sent me over here. But you know what? I'll make this argument at any desk in this building, from the well, from the chair. I'll make it on every street corner in this country that Washington must change. We have to break the cycle. We have to break the fever. And I would hope, truly, that the reforms that we are fighting for are reforms that would last and be embraced and that would democratize power in this institution beyond the privileged few who back us up against shutdown politics and Christmases and
I would hope Democrats have the same thing. I mean, let's be honest. The woke messaging has been out of hand for years, right? And you have your extreme left, you have your extreme right, you got your moderate left, you got your moderate right. It's just this endless spectrum where everybody was just being tribal, like, well, I'm team red and I'm team blue. It's like, but we're supposed to be team red, white, and blue, right? That's what we're supposed to be. Where's that at, right? That hasn't been prevalent in either party, in my opinion. You could have your own opinions. I don't have a problem if you side with one or the other. As I've always said, I think both parties aren't worth the darn, and I always vote based on the individual and not based on party affiliation. I don't care what party you're affiliated with. I care about what your values are, what you stand for. And this, to me, works in someone who votes like I do favor, because we have a situation here where, Republicans are saying, look, I'm not with those guys. I'm not with my fellow Republicans, right? I'm not with Kevin McCarthy. I want him out of here because he's not staying true to his word. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Someone's not staying true to their word. Get him out of there if you can, right? Why would you don't want to be friends with someone who's always telling you one thing and then doing something else, right? You're going to start looking at them side-eyed. And that's what looks like has been happening within the Republican Party. I saw Tommy Lauren, who's a prominent right-winger, and she wrote that you have people, that the MAGA people want to be celebrities and the other Republicans want to be wealthy, right? And she doesn't know who to side with. And for years now, I've been in her replying to her content on particularly Twitter, now X, that you got to start seeing things from both sides. You got to start seeing that your party isn't better than the other party because they both are being controlled by extremism. And maybe she's starting to see that. Maybe others are starting to see that. And again, I want the same thing for the liberal. I want liberals to call out the woke mob. Call out the extreme liberals. Say, look, I'm not with all of that. There's nothing wrong with being a liberal and agreeing with something a Democrat says, and being conservative and agreeing with something a liberal says. There's nothing wrong with that. We have a lot more in common than we have differences. If we just listen to each other and we stop saying, wait, you're on that side of the fence, I can't rock with you. Can't agree with you. No matter what you may believe may be aligned with what I believe. But unfortunately, you're a part of that group. And as a result, I can't support you. Can't get behind you. That's ridiculous. That shouldn't be the way it is. What happened to our individuality? What happened to honoring your own values and morals and say, you know what? I don't care what side of the fence that guy or girl is on. I like what they said. I like what they're trying to do, and I'm going to support it. And that's what we need to get back to. And that is something that Matt Gaetz touched on. Again, was it theater? Was he playing to the cameras? Possibly. I don't follow him enough to know. So it's definitely possible. But what I can say is, happy he did it. I want to see more of it. and I do enjoy indifference within both political parties, because both parties need to start calling out the others, their own party, before they start calling out the other side. Like glass home, don't throw stones, right? It's that mindset. There's issues within the Democratic Party, there's issues within the Republican Party. Fix your parties before you call out the other ones, because when you do that, you can hear what the other party has to say, and you might find that you have more in common than you think. Tell me what you guys think. Are you in support of Kevin McCarthy being ousted, or are you against it? Are you a supporter of Matt Gaetz? Are you against him? Tell me what you think. And what about the 8 Republicans that voted for Kevin McCarthy to be out? It's not like there was a lot of them. There's only 8 of the Republican Party to actually call them out and vote for him to be out. So tell me what you guys think. You leave your comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to hear more, subscribe and click the notification bell. And as always, take care of your mind, take care of your bodies, take care of each other. That's all we got. Peace.